we have anyone in the, waiting room? Okay, I'll call this meeting of the Planning Board of Village of Cold Spring to order. First on the agenda is the minutes from last time. So let's do a quick review and we'll move on to the public hearing. So anything of note?
No, I'm fine with it.
I'm all right with that.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from June 11th as written.
All in favor?
I second it. Do I have a
Second. Yeah,
second?
second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we can move on to one of our public hearings, a continuation of a hearing from last week. Someone like to make a motion to reopen the public hearing.
Which one?
This for
167?
for 157. Main Street.
I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing regarding 167 Main Street, change of use.
And second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Second, have we received any public comments since last time? Okay. Chris, you're on the line.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, cool. Hope you're not driving.
No, she is.
Any changes to the plan since last week?
Nope, everything's the same.
Okay.
Did we hear from the county?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
They made no comment. So,
Okay.
So we're good.
Yeah. Local determination. And if there's no other public comment, then I'd probably make a motion to close the public hearing.
Wow. Okay. Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Board, so a couple of things that we have to decide on before we can decide what to do with the application. So the first is what to do about the parking. So right now, currently the use is not on the table for uses for parking in the village code to decide what's appropriate for this use. And as a reminder, Abigail, we have another.
I think that's my guy, the jogging pole.
I believe Chris let us know that that he expected no more than I think two people an hour during the week and during the primary business hours during the day. So
Whose spots are these?
those are private spots. They're not
Okay.
they're not available to the leasee.
Okay. So we're back to our,
There are no available spots, but it is, in my view, a pretty exceptionally low volume,
right,
and caters to local foot
Right,
traffic, I think,
yeah, yeah,
more than a
yeah.
lot. So I'm inclined to not require any parking for this.
oh, okay.
And that's only our recommendation. Is that
No,
correct?
no, we get to set this one.
Really?
Yeah,
Ooh.
because it's not specified by the code, it's up to our discretion.
Okay.
Oh, so like if it was a restaurant, it's so many spots per 1,000 square
Yes,
feet.
exactly.
But not, yeah, that sounds fine. I mean, there's, they're uphill of Kimball, so, there's parking on, Marion for their people who need it. So I think that's fine, not requiring them to have parking spaces on Main.
There's also parking up, around the church.
Yes.
And we had a handful of people who said that they are already customers of Chris and they're local and they walk to his business, so.
Yeah.
Could I say something? I have a business on that block. So before,
This is by Jojo.
sorry.
This is the other end of the street.
But there used to be parking hours on Main Street before we had the
Sure.
other signs. That changed the parking.
Um,
Oh, I'm fine with zero.
I would agree.
okay.
Do we have a motion for that?
Motion to not require there be, them not. I put forth a motion that for 167 Main, they not be required to provide any, parking spaces.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Okay. Any final questions for the applicant?
I don't have any. What is his next step? Because I know he's anxious to get into business and he was going to have a sign. I don't know if he went to a sign for his business and he was going to go to the,
I believe the plan was to start with only having
something in the window.
some letters in the window, yeah, which is available by right.
So, I guess, before the board makes a motion to approve it, if the board's ready, would that include any conditions?
I think just the paying the escrow,
The escrow and
Yeah.
HDRB if
if
there's
it's relevant, I don't know, you just like throw that on there or what?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, so one like a motion to approve this application, contingent on paying escrow fees and seeking HDRB approval if any is required.
I'll like to make that motion, to approve this application for 167 Main with the stipulation that, the escrow fees and any other fees are paid. And if the historic review board has any issues, that those are remedied, satisfied, placated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right, thank you, Chris. You can go back to your trip.
Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate the help and thank you.
Yep, be safe.
Safe travels.
Yes. See you soon.
All right. For our other order of business for today. I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for 40 Main Street. Change of use. From retail to restaurant. Can I get a second?
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Public hearing is open. All right, I'm gonna read the notice into the record. Please take notice that the planning board of the village of Cold Spring will hold a public hearing pursuant to 134.16.1 and 134.17M of village law, Thursday, July 9th, 85 Main Street, Cold Spring, New York, and via video conference beginning at 7 p.m. Members of the public are invited to attend in the meeting in person at Village Hall or via video conference. The planning board will consider the application by Tyler Sorsey.
Yeah,
Uh,
almost never done first.
the property owner is Serene Strauss. The subject property designated 48.12-2-4 tax map is at 40 Main Street, Cold Spring, New York, and the Business B1 district, as well as the village's historic district. The applicants propose a change of use from retail to food service, requiring site plan review and parking table of village law. Planning board will consider all verbal and or written statements from all persons interested in the proposed application in the various manners prescribed above. The planning board will also consider such further relief as if necessary. All right. Let's do some admin first. Has the notice been timely published in the official newspaper?
Yeah.
Great. Has the applicant provided proof of mailing to affected parties?
Yes.
Do-
Like me too.
If you have the originals, I can just look at those.
I do.
Okay, yeah, please.
Okay. 48 Main Street. 52 Main Street.
Would you mind bringing them up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Free to look on as I page through. All right, so this is 159, 153 Main Street. On Chestnut Street. 156 Main. 144 Main.
That sounds like it's for the other place.
Yeah,
What?
Chestnut. Why would Chestnut be? Am I wrong?
That sounds like it's for the barber shop.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Do you have others?
I should. Give me a moment.
Oh, maybe they're all.
Sure.
You can tell.
Yeah. That was before we chatted with you, so these are the old ones.
So. Two.
See, I have some of the return ones, which are near my place, so hopefully she has those receipts.
You went to my son, not to me,
Oh, I see. Wonder why that was.
not to the name of the business.
I see. Probably who the deed is registered to with the village. No? Huh. I wonder why. You said you had the receipts on your side?
Well, yeah, I didn't get them all back, but do you want them up there?
I mean,
Just because,
it's something.
yeah, okay. So I know some of them are like Depot Square, so I know like I must have had a different list than what she had there. See if that looks correct.
37 Main. Yes, more right. 264 Main.
I don't think I got them all back yet, but.
2 Square. Main, 1 Depot Square. It's a good start. He's got delivered. 7 days ago.
What was one Depot Square?
Is that the restaurant?
The restaurant?
Old Spring Main Street properties.
That sounds like.
You having to go to Boston much?
When?
Yep.
Year, I guess I went, 2 months ago. No, year, month and a half. Well, we'll give that a go.
Are we
Hey, Laura?
involved or you still?
Snow residents.
Hearing post or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. Got eagle eyes from the board members.
Oh my gosh.
Old Spring Main Street
Yeah,
property.
we would have been out of here by now. We just,
You kept your mouth shut.
I'm going,
Screaming.
we're all going, you're going all the way up there.
Screaming. Seven, on these two.
Of his size.
The one that's right next door. That one.
The apothecary?
No, there's on the,
The other side?
there's,
Or
make sure
this
that
way?
they're there.
The candy place.
Yeah. It's a part of that's 2 Depot Square. That's Jaja, like, that's,
You know, we got, if Apothecary is still 40, it's the same building,
Yeah.
so are they?
yeah. All right, I think that's good.
Oh, good enough, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's like, just actually good.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, okay.
Excellent.
Affidavit of signage,
Will be signed today.
okay. Have we look in writing, in email or in person?
Sometimes it's like that.
I think, this is a type 2 speaker.
Sure. Sounds like it, yeah. I mean,
We can make that determination.
I mean, it's all going on inside the building, right?
I think we can just assert that, right?
Yeah.
All right,
We have to make a motion to open this up.
well, first we will hear from the applicant to go, kind of beginning to end on the application for the public, so they are aware of what it is that's being proposed.
Okay.
So please
Thank you.
take it
Oh
away.
my goodness, thank you. Well, to the public, hello. I think you guys are here the first time as well. Tyler Sorsey is my name. I have been a chef for 20 years, something like that. We're gonna open a restaurant on 40 Main Street, part of that building that shares with the apothecary. It's gonna be run by myself and my wife. It's gonna have an Italian focus, farm to table. I think I really want to champion farmers in the region. That's something I've done in the past. I worked at Blue Hill, ran their bread program. Basically, we were using all farms and all wheat producers from the Northeast I plan on milling my own grains for bread and pasta program. And my family also has a grass-fed beef farm in New York State that we are working on organic licensing for, hoping to use that as where I'm sourcing my livestock from. Yeah, so basically want to change the location from retail. I have a full service bar. I'm in the process of getting that liquor license application. And yeah, I think right now we have, the way we've set it is that like 45 person occupancy. That's what it can take. I know that's maybe large for the area. So if that affects the parking scenario, we can, you know, have flexibility there. That's just what it can handle.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I gave you new stuff today, which sort of bouncing off of what we talked about last time with some of the things are minor, but there's picture markups there and then a list of the proposed changes. Not changing anything about the building, just changing the door, putting a sign where there's already a hanging arm, and then you can see how it looks. And if I don't know if that flags certain things that then need to go to the historical board, that's how that works as a referral from you, or
So it can work that way if it's obvious.
Yeah.
Sometimes the more detailed read of the code, the building inspector will refer you.
okay.
So I think like you're taking an existing protruding sign and are you changing the styling of it? It like
Well, there's nothing hanging there now.
nothing hanging there.
Yeah.
So there's
But the arm is there.
the arm is there.
Yeah. So I assumed like at least it's been approved to have something there in the past. Maybe, but right. So we were going to use that location where the arm is. There's nothing hanging now.
Yeah. So my thought is that almost certainly will need to be approved by the HDRB.
Yeah.
I think the lettering in the window is fine by right.
Okay.
So that's the one I would make sure to run with. And I think also that maybe this, even though they're small, there are facade changes that you're proposing, so they probably should go before them as well.
Yeah. That's happy to. And then I think we also were talking about the garbage. So I have there, and I don't know if John is on, my architect. He's up there, but I don't know if he can hear yet. But I also talked with Serena. So she owns that alleyway, and that's where garbage is being held now. So
Gotcha.
I kind of showed it on the plan, then zoomed in because the word's small.
On the north side of the building.
Yeah, and then a picture of where that is now. So it's already basically being used for that.
No, I can't. So this looks like it's maybe been cut off a little bit in the printing. Is there a total square footage on one of these site plans?
Of the garbage area or the whole thing?
No, of the interior space.
Yeah, I don't know. John may have that. I don't know my whole
Oh,
building, but my lease.
Sorry,
my
I am
portion
here.
is
Just give me a second.
1805.
1805.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
But do we?
you guys can hear me, I'm here. Let me just
Hey, John. Yeah, we can hear
hey
you.
guys. Okay. Interior square footage you're looking for?
Well, mostly I just want to make sure that it's marked clearly on the site plan.
Yeah, there's
It's
this
there.
room label, and under each room label is the square footage.
I got you. Okay, so then I think a request would be to make sure that the total square footage is on there.
Just in a separate, just a totality.
Totality,
the-
yes, total internal, and we'll work with the assumption that it's 1805. Is that what you said?
That's what the lease speculates. I think we are operating under that in terms of where we zoned out for usage, but 1805 is what the lease specifies. That's what was measured as my area.
Well, I think we can do. As long as it's not more than that.
Yeah.
I think we can. Let's make sure that gets on there.
Okay.
And assuming it's not more than 1805, that's what we'll use for deciding now.
Yep.
What the details are. It should be okay.
We'll do a little addition if I can.
Can I ask a question?
In a little bit. When we get to the public hearing, we're almost there.
Oh.
Yeah. We're just trying to get the facts out right now. Yeah. And your operating hours?
Yeah, so I want to do Wednesday through Sunday and dinners, 4:30 to 8:30. That's 8:30?
Okay, so at the last seating.
Yeah,
Okay, so but the establishment will be open till like 11, yeah.
sure. Yes,
Whatever.
yes, 11, 12. I think, those are things where if that matters for you, then I can be flexible with that, right?
I mean, I think like it is in an area that already has a bar that
Right,
is
okay.
open, late, so.
So then my goal is staff out by midnight.
Yeah, I think like
Before then.
if you're proposing, like a last seating at midnight,
No,
you know,
yeah.
that would be something different, but
Sure.
this feels at least in line with what else is happening.
I'm getting a total square footage, guys, of 1370.
Say again?
1370?
Yeah,
Thank you.
because we had to
You're
change
welcome.
some of the walls weren't divided correctly. Like we had to thicken some of the walls to make sure they separate the units. So if I'm operating in less space than I
see.
own, then I technically own, but it will certainly be under that 1805.
Yeah.
Go with the 1805 and
Last time we discussed ventilation.
Yeah. That may be something John wants to, I know, ventilation we will make sure that it falls in line where it's not blowing towards residential areas. Those are things that we can adjust as the renovation, getting a building permit, getting the plans in order, agreement upon with whatever works for the town. Those aren't things that I have drawn up yet because they are expensive, like to hire those people until I know that I can do the project, right?
Yeah.
So I have a mechanical engineer on board. I have a build design HVAC guy who does hoods for this project, and then kitchen engineer they all work basically in a stream to make sure the outputs are correct. So they are, ready and unsigned because I just want to, make sure that I can do this. But if that's like something we can work together on, we'll make sure that it's not doing something offensive to the street.
Jonathan, we were interested in adding a condition on the final site plan that's like the venting was not towards residential. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly could add a condition. It's just whether you can conceptualize what that would look like without a drawing and being able to see different options.
And is that necessary? And just is that necessary? Like, is that what it? I need to learn about those things. Maybe John can talk about that. But
I mean, right now, if you guys have the plan, the kitchen kind of falls somewhat where the hotline is, the hood and stuff like that. Yeah, in the middle. So the idea is to pop out and then basically, pardon me, aim it away from, offensive locations,
Yeah,
residential.
I think that would either be east or west.
Yeah.
Because south is apartments.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think so. We have a lot of, as Tyler said, a lot of flexibility because we're just going straight up, 5 feet, and then putting the fan directly on the roof. And then
building, which is nice. You got a lot of flexibility with that.
Yeah. We'll be able to aim it, anywhere that's used to fit.
Yeah, sorry. Is 45 degrees from what I was describing. So basically there's residential southwest, the southwest building, the two Depot Square. Southwest. No,
Yes,
southwest.
yes.
And east. You're saying there's also residential to the east. Yeah.
There's two apartments.
Uphill.
On Stone Street, yes, on Stone Street, yes. Yeah. There's nothing behind it. There's a old pool
Oh, yeah.
that's dilapidated. And then than just the streets this way. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's really up to the board whether you feel like you need to see some kind of a concept drawing, or if you're comfortable wording a condition that would alleviate any adverse effects from the ventilation.
I personally, I don't feel that it's necessary because doesn't the building inspector have to sign off on things as well?
Correct.
Well, only,
Yeah.
only to the extent that they would meet like the building code or the health code, but as far as, you know, who might hear the noise or smell the odors, that's not something that the building inspector is
Of
going to
course.
consider.
Doug had to get a thing for his, in the bar, and he got a big thing for his hamburgers.
I still smell them.
I didn't know the bar very well.
yeah, I imagine so. All right, I think I'm comfortable leaving as a condition, at least as a trail of intent, so that we have it documented that the board expects that every effort will be made to keep the venting. I think there's enough options going towards the street or going towards the rear of the property that there should be something that does not blow directly towards the residential.
Because once we approve this, we sort of lose control, right?
Yes. But there are, I think there's, you know, part of the point of this is to describe an acceptable site plan.
Okay. And then that gives a little guidance to the building inspector.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as I'm thinking about it more too, I think even the ventilation may have to go to the HDRB as well.
Oh, because there's a,
And again, that could be something the building inspector determines, maybe it's not, but something to play.
okay.
The facade and doors almost certainly will, so.
Any other points of clarification for the public? Okay,
Is
all right.
there, and you showed two wheelchairs. Is there an ADA requirement on this, or is this just his one to be a good?
Yeah, what is the thought on the ADA here?
My designer went through that, and I think with some of these permits with John, and I don't think we need to have we don't need to have a ramp because it's sort of built into the city, but we're going to have a moving one that we can put out for people. The bathroom is ADA compliant. I don't know if we needed the two by code for the bar, but we just wanted to have it all sort of synergetic with each other.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I mean, the village is largely not, because of its age, non-compliant with ADA. So where we can, especially when there's new build or build outs, that we'd like that to be the case.
Yeah. The interior of the restaurant is going to have accessible features, you know, obviously ADA accessible tables, the bathroom, the bar section.
Yeah, I think you should be commended for doing that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's, I'd like to, make a motion to open the meeting to public comment.
I make a motion to open 40 Main to public comment.
Second.
I think actually, sorry to interrupt now, maybe before we get to public comment, we should figure out the parking. I think if we're operating under either way, but if we're operating under the assumption that it is 1,370 square feet, and that's what's going to be on the signed plans, and I think that gives us 8 spaces, but whether it's 8 or 11 for the 1,800, I think we still have to address how parking is going to be provided.
There is no parking at the site.
Right, so it would be either the waivers or variances.
Yeah, I think the last time in the workshop, you were leaning towards the waivers, is that right?
Yeah, I think that's the most streamlined process. And I don't know if you think, should I be trying to do both at the same time, or wait to see if the waivers will work and then go after the board for the variances? I can do concurrently to save time, or not really.
I think that the complication is that if, I mean, I guess we could write the condition in a generic way, so as long as it was still.
You do have to make a referral though, so.
Yes, if you would like the referral, we will need to make it.
But I would like to do the waivers as,
Okay.
I would like to go that route. I was just.
So we will make that,
Yeah.
we will make that
Yeah.
referral to the village board.
Yeah.
And we'll make the condition general, I think as long as we do that, like there's no, and.
Yeah.
Then the site plan won't change, and therefore, like it won't invalidate the approval.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that like, in terms of that total square footage, just as a reminder, like the number of parking spaces, the waivers are, the fee schedule is ultimately determined. There's a fee schedule that is a suggestion to the village board about how much the waivers are per year. Per space. The village board has a discretion there about either to grant them or not, and to adjust that fee. So, I think it's $250.
Yeah, so the fee schedule is $250. I know for the two most recent restaurants that got approved, the village board decided on $250 per space per year for 5 years.
Okay.
And they're gonna look at every application individually based on current parking needs,
Yeah.
the exact type of use, like a bakery versus a sit-down restaurant, that sort of thing. So.
Right. If I'm largely operating at night when other things are closed down, that may work in my favor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is the number required based on you're saying square footage, not about occupancy or tables or clientele, yeah.
And no, like the calculation of the square footage, like, I know we've like, in times past, it's like it's the full, like, hollow footprint
Yeah,
of the space. It's
Yeah.
not like,
not just the.
Right, so like if the kitchen
You're not
takes
gonna
a third of it, I don't get to subtract that from it,
no,
right?
it's like the space, I guess, between the original, like that are in the original footprint. They're there, so I don't know if that changes, John, your opinion about that 1370 or not.
Sorry, so the 1370, I mean, it's not including the thickness of the exterior walls.
But that's fine, but you, like, it would include interior walls, for example.
Right.
Correct, yes. It includes, well, I mean, so like, for instance, the mill room is 79 square feet. I don't think that includes like the 5-inch thick wall that's going around it. So we probably that's probably a net square footage, subtracting the thickness of some of the interior walls. So maybe it goes up to 1380, 1390.
Well, I know the figure we were working with was 1805.
Yeah.
I think that's gross. I think that's including your like 1.5 foot thick exterior walls, and going down the middle of that demising wall.
500 square feet,
Mhm.
almost.
You'd be amazed what real estate
It is
does.
long.
Brokers do.
Yes. I didn't realize that was part of the rentable square footage.
Yeah.
100%. Some common spaces, like if you have, if you had a hallway that leads you to your space, they can basically whoever's using that, 2 tenants, they'll cut it in half, and you get some of that, they get some of that. Every inch.
All right.
What's the rule? How many per thousand or?
It's a minimum of 6 per thousand.
Okay.
But I think we need,
That'd be,
part of the problem is we need to know how many we're referring for.
Right.
So we don't like, there's not a number on the site plan. And John, I appreciate you being responsive in the moment, for the 1370 number, but the conversation has left me not fully confident that'll be the final number that we end up with. So, I think
I mean, I can also, so if you give me a minute, like we have enough dimensions on the plan that I can, it breaks down to two rectangles. So I can give you like using the dimensions, a gross interior square footage
okay.
rather than just adding up room by room square footage.
That would be great.
Okay. Give me a hot minute.
Feels like we should have better standards about what is considered square footage.
Yeah, I guess that's the question for an architect more so than it is,
Well, I just feel like we have to work with square footage all the time with applicants, and they're often doing their best to give us the estimates from either what they're told from the landlord or what is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously not doing the architectural measuring myself, so it's like,
Yeah.
my lease said 1805, which was based on a line that Serena and I agreed on, and then that's what the lease is signed at, right?
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
then they come in and do their own measurements off of that.
Yeah.
Everywhere I sold. Yeah. Square footage, so you'd think they would. You'd think they're like-
Okay, I'm getting a gross interior square footage of 1730.
1730.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I think gets
we-
closer to that number that Tyler mentioned, not including the thickness of the exterior walls.
Okay. All right. So,
Yeah, and if I want to, can I come up to you for a second?
Yeah.
I know the simpler thing that we did a while back, which sort of said, I don't know if you have this, just had each room by its square footage. And this has it like just over 17.
that's the.
Yeah.
1730.
Because this was a way I was presenting it to some other people where they just wanted to get those gross room sizes.
Like 10 spaces,
Yeah.
10 or 11.
so yeah, I got 10. So
All right, let's go with the 1730. And can we make sure that number is on the site plan?
Yeah.
In a visible place?
Yep.
Thanks. 10 spaces is required. And the applicant is at least seeking parking waivers. So, we won't do it this second, but the board will have to figure out what our recommendation is to the village board with respect to that. Okay. We're now ready to open them. I think so, yeah. Would you like to remake your?
I move that we open for public hearing the, notice, to the planning board for 40 May.
Open public comment.
Open public comment.
Okay.
40 May.
Great. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so, just some admin, if you have comment, please state your name and your address for the record. Questions should be addressed to the board, not the applicant. The board may inquire of the applicant to provide clarification. The board is not required to answer questions posed by the public unless it's procedural in nature, and written comments must be read. I believe, Abigail, you said earlier, we don't have any written comments.
No big comment.
Okay. Do we have comments from anyone in the room? Please, state your name and address.
Jane Jim, 50 Main Street. My question is just, where will the cooking be? Where in that space?
It's in the rear of the space. So in the site plan, it's all the way, basically it's kind of in the middle of the building. So if it's their space they're taking up goes halfway back in that.
And then urban.
In the front, well, it's, I mean, we're next to the apothecary, so it's a building that's already been divided. Basically like railroad, thin and narrow, which will be a dining room like that. I think basically it juts into what the back of the apothecary is, from my understanding. And there's
There's a co-working space back there.
right. So we're taking part of the co-working space. There's also like a gym back there, I think, but we're taking what was one empty office, closed off room, and a little kitchenette area, lounge area that they had at the office space, walling that off. That's going to be the kitchen. So it's all going to be basically, like you said, basically like dead center of the building.
So the food delivery will be not from Main Street, the food delivery.
I believe in the workshop you mentioned the food delivery would be through the front door from Main Street.
I think so, because I don't have, I'm not renting the office space behind me, so I would have to go through that. But, deliveries come very early in the morning. I assume that most of the food service places on the street are doing it that way. I can look into that, but as of now, we only are going to have the one access point. Yeah, we may have, yeah.
As someone who's had to drive around many delivery trucks that are double parked on Main Street, I would encourage you to time your deliveries.
Yes, and that is something, I've run restaurants in the city, and that is an important part of the whole process, right? Like you can have them on a tight leash with that. We are also, I think the way I'm writing the menu and the food style is not going to be heavy on deliveries. I think we are going to be largely leaning into wheat from the region, and I will have, those are things you can get up on. We're having a small mill room. Bags of wheat can last you a really long time. If I get beef from my family farm, without getting too specific, it's like one cow can go a really long way. So I would like to operate in a way where I'm not juggling a dozen different vendors, and we're kind of doing a lot of things on a small sort of artisanal scale. So I'd like to get away from those big delivery trucks also, just independently of the neighborhood need for that. But yeah, if there's suggestions on timings and things like that, we can lock them into that.
No particular suggestions, but I think it's just something to think about.
Yeah, but early is better.
I think early in the morning for sure is better.
Yeah, that's almost when they all come. I didn't know if there would be a too early that is annoying for people, driving around, but that may be.
Like the Ace and whatever their name.
They come early.
Yeah.
They come early, and they're not huge, because they have to do the U-turn.
Yeah.
Right.
No, not any huge.
Did you have any other questions, Jane?
Not today.
Do we have any other questions from the public? Okay.
I may just want to make a comment. If you're having deliveries on Tuesdays and Fridays, those are the days that we have garbage pickup. So you may want to adjust your schedule.
On Main Street.
Yeah.
And they come AM.
Excuse me?
They come in the morning.
Yeah, around 7:30, around the time I get to the trade. That's why I know.
The Tuesday and Saturday?
No, Friday.
Tuesday and Friday. So then, I also, from my understanding of some of the codes and stuff for food service on, this is a very unique historical area that I can't have curbside garbage. I saw that, but I saw people with bins out right now. Maybe that's residential though.
So the bins are taken out for like specifically in the window of being picked up. So I think that like. I'm gonna miss the exact times of, but I think you're not allowed to have your trash out before like 6 p.m. or something the day before,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. But I don't know if I needed them to come into the alleyway to get it, or if there is a window that I can bring it out. But I can work with that on that.
We put garbage out Thursday night.
Yeah.
They pick it up and recycling Friday. I have it fixed up garbage Wednesday night, pick it up Thursday night, recycling.
Yeah, and then,
Pick it up.
yeah, cause I, you know, I talked to, Royal and Casella, they own a bike. They can do 5-day pickups, you know, like I can do my own private contract to make sure the garbage isn't sitting around. And so that's ideal for that regard. But can I do that, right? Like, is there an issue with the town with that?
That's a good question.
I didn't see anything in the zoning code about, garbage. They, you know, unless the garbage is gonna be sitting on the curb full time, it's probably not really a site plan consideration.
Yeah.
Because it's generally better for everyone if the more frequent you can pick up garbage. Just unless you had some issue in the town where you didn't want them on certain days.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe the thing to flag is just if, like, if you picked up 7 days a week and it meant that your cans were on the street 7 days.
Right, so they do 5.
That's probably, it's probably not gonna be acceptable.
Right.
But I would imagine that if you're gonna strike a private contract.
Yeah.
That you could strike the terms of that however you'd like.
Right, and so who decides at the end, like that would be acceptable or not? You're saying like if it was 7 days a week, then who's telling me that's
There is a provision in the code for when. Pretty sure that like about what the timing of garbage pickup is.
Yeah, it could be for.
But that could be for the municipal service that is provided, so I don't know if that applies to business.
Yeah, I mean, I would say as long as the cans are being kept in the spot where they're shown on the site plan, you know, it's not necessarily something we have to flag.
Okay.
All right, I've lost my train of thought. Did we close the public record or not?
We haven't,
Okay,
but we can.
yeah.
I make a motion to close the public
Public
comment
and record, yeah.
and record.
I second.
Favor?
Aye.
Okay, board comment. I think I'm excited about the prospect here. I like the idea of using local or regional fleets and
Such a good area for it. Not enough people are like embracing it.
yeah.
Like it's sad when I see places around here shipping things in from really far away.
Yeah.
We're growing some of the best stuff in the country right around here, you know?
Yeah. So I think the offering is great. I think the offering, the form factor feels pretty minimal for this, like, you know, the 4:30 to 8 p.m. seatings Wednesday through Sunday. I think a thing just to think about as you're integrating that, like, you know, there are a lot of restaurants in the area. Things for more explicitly for locals.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that could take probably different forms, but like, I think Riverview, for example, offers they will source fish for you. So like you can get fish from them.
Yeah.
From their suppliers.
Yeah.
They have like a Wednesday lunch seating that's like mostly for local. So they just like stuff like that I think that like a lot of the businesses around here try to give a special nod to the fact that the dynamics in the village are a little bipolar at times, which is like towards the visitors that we have on the weekends, the hikers and other visitors. So And of course, the residents who make their lives here and,
Yeah,
so
I think
the school here and so,
I mean,
just something to think about.
in the city, you can get by never having a repeat customer. I built my entire concept for this project to be like ingratiate the locals. These are the people that need to keep me alive all year, right? So I'm not gonna, that's really important to me.
Yeah.
So I've already been thinking of little events and little things for people that live in the area and maybe offering for grains, flowers for people, things like
Yeah.
that. Like there's a lot of sort of little ancillary perks that come from doing milling in house, things
Yeah.
like that. So yeah.
Cool.
Sounds really fun.
And I appreciate that you're going to be open on a Wednesday, because a lot of the restaurants and businesses are closed on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
this is,
that's your window of
this is my
opportunity.
first, I'm new to the area. We love it. I hope that works out. That's just a really ideal system. And I think like there's a hole to be filled in the street that when we were coming here, I was like, this place is amazing. There's one thing I would like to have here and it's what we are going to try and open. So, that's a good starting point, I think, for any project.
Great.
I guess on the matter of the parking spaces and the waivers, in terms of my thinking on it. So, like I said, I think that for a restaurant, it is kind of the minimum, close to a minimum footprint for a restaurant, I think, in terms of the seating times and, the time, like the days that it's open. And, so I think like, I'm not worried about this being like a super high volume, venue.
What is the process? What are those timings? Like, do I have to come in front of the board again or no? Yeah.
We're trying to make our best judgments based on the information that you have.
But until, they're all projections until something else.
Of course.
I think they make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many are you thinking?
Well, they need 10,
Okay,
and, they have none. So, I think that like, I'm in the headspace of,
I have a number in my head. Let's see if it matches yours.
well, I mean, I think in terms of the recommendation to the village board on the waivers, I think that like, I don't see like, there are no options to provide otherwise. And then so that's the question of whether or not like, so like, how do I reason about this? Like, well, we could say that like the instantiation of the business needs to be smaller, the square footage that's used needs to be smaller, or like, so that the volume that they support is lower in order to make sure the volume of people coming through is lower, right? And like, so there's a question about like, is the size of the restaurant that's designed appropriate for the village in that area, and what kinds of resources are going to consume operating? Because it has no spaces, it will be, and assuming it's granted the waivers, it will be consuming, spots that are otherwise available to other businesses, customers on Main Street and on side streets where public parking is allowed. That being said, the parking program, I think, does a nice job of protecting village residents. So in a lot of ways, the resources that are being consumed are shared resources between village residents, in addition to what they have protected, and village businesses for their customers. And the operating hours for this, for 4:30 to 8, are largely outside of the operating hours of a lot of Cold Spring Main Street businesses. So then there's a question of just like, how do I feel about a restaurant that's 7 and the volume? What what do we set a capacity, what is your aiming for right now?
It can seat 45, which obviously you just put in the max amount you can in these plans, but they can, you know, that.
Yeah, so
That can be altered if it needs.
So if you seated 45 and this style of dinner, presumably people are gonna be eating, drinking for 2 hours?
Yeah, it'll be à la carte, but I think they'll linger a bit.
Yeah. So that's like, uh, 3 seatings a night, 45,
Yeah, I mean,
something like that. So like a max capacity of like, let's say 150, something like that a night. That's not nothing. I mean, that's a decent amount of load on the village, if it's assuming that it's maxed out.
right.
You know, hopefully,
That's hard. I mean,
hopefully you have that problem.
Three seatings a night at that capacity, I would be over the moon for that, you know,
Yes.
just of what I expect, but yeah.
Can I just, there are people who come on the train.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
And walk.
yeah, and walk, yeah, I recognize.
We were the people that came on the train.
Yeah, I hope to be one of the people who walks there. So I think like, anyway, so a lot of preamble to say, like, for me, like, given that we have the depot, further down, we've got,
Angie's?
Angie's across the street, which we've approved, which will be bigger.
That was like 2,000 square
Yeah.
feet
Um,
and more casual seating, so.
Yeah. Right. And so I guess like I think for me, like, I don't have a problem recommending the 10 spaces.
Yeah, I'm
Be
fine
approved.
to have, yeah, I don't wanna try to tell them how many tables they have.
But we need to come to a number that we all agree on, because there's only 3 of us here, so.
I was thinking more 8,
You're thinking 8.
but I can go with,
Can you tell us more about your thinking there?
well, you're turning the tables, right? And having 150 people all at one time. You're not so far from the Metro North, station and the parking, all that parking there as well. And I think the people who are going to linger are going to be the locals.
Yeah.
So that was my thinking.
At least the 10 spaces in Depot Square are public.
So I think they have 10 spaces that are reserved for Depot, and I forget how many
Oh, I wish I had that.
spaces they needed.
But the ones
But
that
the
were
ones-
public,
The ones that are not directly in front of Depot, I believe, are still.
like 4
Part
or
of-
something.
That are not reserved for Depot.
Yeah.
I think it's more than 4.
It was like half of them,
Maybe-
I thought.
9 stands out. Maybe that's too
Yeah.
many, but I would say it's at least 7.
So that's my thinking.
Do you think you could support 10, or do you feel like?
Yes, I can support 10.
Okay. Ultimately, this is a recommendation. The village board has the final say about what they feel, but we can convey our reasoning.
So just procedurally, if somebody wants to make a motion to authorize Jesse to make the recommendation for the 10 waivers to the would.
I'd like to, oh, go ahead.
No,
Please,
go
Henry,
ahead,
oh,
go ahead.
Henry. Oh, Henry, I'd like to make a motion to, authorize Jesse St. Charles to make the recommendation of 10 parking spaces to the village board.
Waiver.
A waiver of 10 parking spaces to the Cold Spring Village Board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right, so we have the parking. Okay, anyone else have comments? Sharon, anything they want to voice about the application before we come to a vote?
No, I just from a personal standpoint, I'm gonna be curious if you're gonna find that you want to do lunch on Saturday and Sunday with the
Yeah.
number of people that come off that train. I
Yeah.
mean,
That was, that was why I asked. Or want to do lunches all 5 days a week, but, right, what would be the process if I did want to add lunches just in our like summer or
There's
something?
no
right?
process here,
Few
like,
days.
you know, the village, our job is, at the end of the day, your use is a restaurant.
Yeah.
We have to consider it not just the current plan, but all the variants of the plan that are reasonable to imagine.
Yeah.
So, I think like, it's reasonable for us to expect that you might add a brunch on Sunday
Yeah,
or.
and I think I told you guys last time, like there's a formula I like to operate on, which is like as you add shifts, you add X amount of staff, and I want to keep staff at a minimum. Like I think this place can operate better with a small staff and less hours of operation than maxing out the space. But you could add Saturday, Sunday lunches with the same staff. So that would be the only flexibility that would be like, man, we could really use that extra bump in revenue. If that was, if that was still in our window for doing here.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, it's not,
Yeah.
it won't be on us.
Sure.
Any other comments from the board?
No,
So before anybody makes a motion, maybe I'll just summarize everything.
Oh,
So,
yes.
no county referral, secret type 2. And then as far as conditions, it would be payment of any escrow fees, HDRB approval for any exterior modifications as applicable, approval and payment of all 10 parking impact fees for the required off-street parking, and the ventilation on the roof not.
I think the phrasing on the parking is in case that is pursued to be, basically that the phrasing should be that the parking requirements are met, and if waivers were received, that all applicable fees were paid.
And the last one I had was ventilation on the roof not directed towards
I
any.
think maybe we can just say vents towards the front or the rear of the property. And then, full square footage on the site
So,
plan,
submission of a final
final site
should
plan.
be a signed dated site plan with the total square footage.
Yeah.
Which was 1730.
Yeah.
Do I give you this back out here right now? Do I need to fill out those boxes or are they kind of the top one? I forget the date of I can find it out. What was the date of the,
All right, I will restate that.
Sure.
I'll make the motion.
oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, for the board to approve, the application for change of use from retail to restaurant, with the following conditions, that the escrow fee, all outstanding escrow fees, and, other fees, are paid, that any, and all HDRB related approvals have been sought and received, that the final site plan is, signed and stamped with the total square footage, not exceeding 1730 square feet. And, that the, exhaust from the food prep area vents to the front or the rear of the building. And that, all parking requirements have been, lawfully fulfilled and, any outstanding, fees, if applicable, have been paid.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Jess.
What's the name of it?
Umarell.
Uno.
Yeah, it's,
Old Italian men.
yeah, it's
Curmudgeons.
it's whimsical and endearing, but grandpa.
Thank you,
grandpa's
guys.
advice
Thank you, John.
It's a pleasure. Speak soon. Night.
All right, do we have any public comments to the board generally tonight?
Say only one thing.
Yeah.
Sunday night, people do start leaving around the park.
Yeah.
They don't eat on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Rush home.
Yeah,
So you have to count on the other days.
yeah, those are,
Brunch on Sunday.
Yeah, brunch on Sunday.
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, that's what I want,
With reservation.
yeah, that's right. I mean, reservations help me immensely, I love that. So, right, so if I have that flexibility within that to alter those things as I see how the neighborhood operates, then I will do that.
Yeah.
Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Tyler, when were you
Abigail, can you,
expecting to open? It all depends on.
Yeah. Tyler, nice to meet you. I love your town.
A letter went to village.
Yeah, okay, so it's based